it was at Key West some years ago. Everybody was having a good time. But anyway, Billy, you've been in the sport a long time.
43 years.
43 years.
Like I say to everybody, I'm the oldest, youngest guy here.
You've pushed it. A lot of things have changed over these years, and you guys have kind of been on the edge of always pushing those things.
Well, to come out of it with 18 world titles, to do the things I've achieved and done, 7 national titles, 18 world titles, and raced in Europe, and raced in the United States. Hey, listen, I've been a very lucky person, very fortunate person.
Kind of public about what we were just talking about with
well, when my colon exploded, then they had to cut 10 inches out. It changes your life on who you are, but what I think it did for me more than anything is help other people who have gone through it. When I was in the hospital getting reconnected, I met a 26-year-old girl who had wear a colostomy bag, and most people don't want to discuss it. They don't want to talk about it. They're embarrassed. Whether you're a guy or a girl, they're really embarrassed about wearing a colostomy bag. And it's changed. It's they're now the color of your skin, so you don't really necessarily see it. They're scented, they're throwaway. But, the biggest thing was to educate people that it doesn't have to be so bad. And I named him Fred, so my bag was called Fred. And, the people that I brought him through, one of the things I did do for the industry to help was I said to them, I understand that you're making a flesh color. That's a great thing. But, a woman is wearing a blue dress. She doesn't want to wear that. Nobody wants to. So why don't you make different colored ones? So women of all people can, buy different colored ones. They started doing that.
Oh.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. But, it's a big life changer. It really is. You say to yourself, I never thought it would happen to me, and really what it came down to was it's called colonoscopy. I don't need to do that. I'm Billy Mauff. I'm invincible. Wrong. So when they say go get a colonoscopy, go get a colonoscopy. Because if I would have went and did it when I was 50 years old, what I got would have been treated with pills, as opposed to cutting me open. So you live and you learn.
And that's what I mean. I've kind of watched in the shadows a little bit of your career and following some of these guys locally and just being around and seeing you. And Fearless is something I would say, you are like a real life Superman sometimes when it comes to this boat racing stuff.
Yeah, I've been doing it a long time. 43 years is really a long time to be doing it. Nevertheless, in this class, I ran modified. I came up through the ranks. Hey, I wasn't always the big guy on the block. Started out with a little V-bottom, and that was back in the early 80s, like 81. I think 79 is the year I started. And I had a little V-bottom, probably a 24-foot V-bottom, and then eventually started to get next class. So I ran A, I ran B, I ran C, I ran D, I ran modified, open class, Super Bowl, Super Cat. Listen, people don't last 43 years in this. It does consume a lot of money. It consumes a lot of time. If like I say to everybody here, and I tell everybody, if your fun meter is way over here, you won't go away. When your fun meter goes over here, you're done. So if your fun meter is pegged, you're never going to want to give it up. And it's just like, I don't care if it's in that boat or this boat or any of these boats. It's a lot of time.
Yeah.
It's getting to the race. It's preparation. There's a lot. And I've seen them come and go in this sport.
For sure. Can you talk a little bit more about your boat and what you're running? And you guys have been kind of in this cat class for the last.
I've been running. Well, we started out. I started out modified, and this kind of replaced modified class. And then I went to open class, and then I ran super boat, and then we went back to open, and then a bunch of guys got together and said, we want to start a new class. We're gonna go with a 500 cubic inch motor, naturally aspirated. At that time, we were 12 to 1, so you were running performance fuel, and it was changing motors every race. Then guys said, why don't we go to a motor that we can go to 9.5 to 1. Regular pump gas at the gas station, help cut the expenses down, and that's really how it started. And it started out, there was probably in those days, they needed Sanus and ourselves, and you had a really good group of guys, and it was all guys that had the money to do whatever they wanted to do, but it was really about the competition. In this class, it's not how much money you got. It's really about everybody's running the same stuff. So the only change that really has happened is we've now allowed 860s in the class. And we're trying to see how they're going to fit in with us because, we want more boats, of course. But, this year, we got 7, 8 guys signed up. We're missing 4 guys here, but the problem is John Edmonds' boat, Chariots of Fire, he's getting re-rigged for 860s. You got a new guy coming out of Texas. He's re-rigging for 860s. So there'll probably be 4 860s, and there'll probably be 5 of us with the 750s. So you know what? It's listen. I just want to see that they stay.
Yeah, right.
The problem is with this sport, when you're not winning, you're quitting. And I tell people, listen, you can't win every race. You just in this sport, you ain't winning every race. It doesn't happen. It's very difficult. Be happy with whatever wins you get. Don't get discouraged. Not one person can win every race. What I've learned over my 43 years is, hey, if it's our day, it's our day. If it's not our day, it's not our day. I don't get disgusted. I don't get discouraged. What I do now is I look forward to the next race, and hopefully we're going to do something there.
Yeah, when it comes to competition, it seems like, over the years, that's what you love that. Guys, you'd rather see them race and.
Well, you know what? I want everybody to be equal. I don't want to be the guy that's faster than everybody else. I don't want to race myself. I want to race people. And I think a lot of guys now have stepped up. They got in their race program better. MCon has got a good program. Vinny stepped up. Everybody's really stepped their game up, which is a great thing. It's the problem, like I said, when guys ain't winning, they get very discouraged, and they want to quit. They're like, yeah, this isn't working, because they're not winning.
You've come down to Lake of the Ozarks throughout the years. What do you think about this year's event? And
when first year we came out here, we won. Back-to-back heat races, we won. Second time came out here, we won also. We won in the morning, and performance won in the afternoon. And I believe when they tallied out the points, I think we wound up getting the win because we finished a couple seconds in front of them. They balanced out the time. Great place. It really is a magnificent place. If you had to fly in here commercial, you probably want to jump out the window. But I got my own jet, so I go right into DC Fine. 20 minutes, I'm here. We flew over here. Well, I'm not supposed to say that, but when we flew over here, we kind of
scouted it out a little bit.
Oh yeah. Well, we did a little more than scout it out. Saw it from different angles. How's that?
I've seen you take off a few times races and kind of come down the pits of a few courses over the years.
Oh yeah, I love doing that. I like everyone to know I'm in town. And you look on the bottom of the 55 I fly now, it's got a number 5 on it, so everybody looks up. Oh, you see it? It's a giveaway. It's a giveaway. But it's a long time, man. 43 years is really a long time, and I've raced with some of the best people in the world: Al Copeland, Sal and Willie, the Diaz brothers, Ben Kramer. I go back a long time.
Yeah.
Long time.
What would you tell somebody, that's maybe getting into it, that's maybe turning wrenches or something? You come down, maybe not on a lake, and you see this stuff from afar, and it seems untouchable.
Well, you know what happens? Listen, once you get bit by this is worse than any drug you'll ever get to do. Drugs are probably cheaper than this. But when you get bit and you get sucked in, you're in. And there's guys that came in, and Tommy Abrams, Reliable, he got bit, fell in love with it, did it, wasn't really winning the way he wanted to, spending crazy money and not winning, and his fun meter went this way. Couldn't keep the fun meter over here, and it started to do this, and he left. It's so many guys. I couldn't tell you all the guys on my hands and fingers that have come in, and listen, it's not about how much money. In this class, it is not about money. It's about driver, throttle man, setup. You make one prop call, you're out 2 miles an hour. So you got to have the right wheels on. right amount of fuel. Everything's got to be right, man. It's really come a long way this sport.
Yeah, you guys typically maybe offshore somewhere racing these. This flat water here today because of the no wake.
Well,
How is that?
You know what I like about this? Fast. It's a fast run. When you hear these guys, oh, I like big water. No, they don't. They're full of shit. Nobody likes big water. Nobody likes big water. I don't care what they. When you hear them say that, oh, I love that 7-8 foot of stuff. Baloney. You're out there getting beat to death. You're getting hammered. You come out of the boat, your back's killing you, your teeth are rotting out, your teeth are bouncing out of your mouth. So anyone that ever says in this sport how they like to race big water, they're full of crap. They don't want that. This year, listen, I got air conditioning, which I'm probably the only one here with air conditioning. Yeah, remember, I'm sick. Tomorrow I'll be 65 years old. June 5th, I'll be 65. I got air conditioning, and I got nice air ride seats. So the old man has to be comfortable, or I don't, because I'm not going to be miserable. So, I mean, listen, it's a great class. And I'm glad we got what we got. We have 7 or 8 of us, and all these guys are predominantly going to make all the races. I mean, I wish we had more here today, but it's 4 of us, and it is what it is. We'll make good with what we got.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say or anything?
No, listen, I hope everybody comes out to the race site, and listen, by me, you can come by and climb in the boat or whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter. I'm a personal type of person where I like people to be educated about what we're doing, because even if they can't afford to do it, but they can sit in the boat, get that feel, meet the driver, meet the throttle guy. That's someone that's going to be at the next race. Boat racing isn't so much, and I've said this 100 times, it's not always out there at the show. The show is in the pits. Why? You can touch it. When I'm out there, you can't touch me. When I'm in the pit, you can touch the boat. You can go climb on top of the boat. You get pictures with your kids in the boat. So to me, the show has always been in the pits. That's a 45-minute show and it's over. You know what I mean? So to me, that the pits make a big difference. You got a good set of pits and everybody's good to go.
Can you talk a little about your team? You've been.
Listen, this guy's been with me 40 years. Jay's been throttling for me now over 15 years. Lenny just came on board about 3 years ago. Ray's been with me, Ray's got to be with me 30 years. Eddie and Martin, Martin's been with me probably 15 years. Eddie's been with me probably 25 years. It's listen, we're not just the oldest team here and been around the longest, but we are definitely the Geritol team. There's no doubt in my mind, this is the Geritol team. I don't think there's anybody younger than 60 years old here now. It's funny, it's amazing. I remember putting, when Bobby Moore used to run with Carl Myers, I'd sneak over to their boat and I'd put a jar of Geritol on the dashboard. So when they got in, they would look at the Geritol. Then they'd look at me and go, "You're an asshole. You're an asshole." I go, "Hey, you're right. And then now all of a sudden, shoes on the other foot. I got the Geritol on the dashboard. It's funny stuff, man. And I still see Carl all the time. He's got a place down by me in Spruce Creek, so I see him. Hey, you know what? Listen to me. I'm not a pleasure boater guy anyhow. I had a power play. Barely ever put the thing in the water. I come, I race, I go home. I go to work every day. I'm in my office 7 days a week. I'm not racing. I'm there every day, 7 days. Christmas morning, call my office. I pick up the phone. Thanksgiving, call my office. I pick up the phone. I love my company. I love the people that work for me. They allow me to do what I do by doing what they do, and they're very good at it. I have a very good company. Listen, I'm a lucky guy, is what I am. I'm a very fortunate, lucky guy, and I got good people to work for. Crew-wise, you can't have it very good with these guys. These guys are the best.
Yeah, it's always nice seeing you guys at the races, and like I said, it's kind of been something I've seen my whole life. And then what's funny is I get these people that come up to me like in Key West, especially, like, I've been watching you since I've been like 5 years old. And the guy's now like 60. Like, hey buddy, I don't know about 5.
It's like, yeah, but you crashed Billy. How long you doing? It's like 43 years. Like, probably, I can tell you this: there ain't anybody here that's doing it as long as me. Whether it's this organization or it's P1 or it's Race World, I'm just the oldest guy out there doing this. And to achieve 18 world titles, 7 national titles, it speaks big words. As well as I'm the only American ever to beat the Emperor Japan. His son ran against us in Quintana. We beat them. And then when we went over to Dubai, we beat the Victory team, which really speaks, big steps.
Yeah.
There's a team that's got a $20 million budget. So we go over there and dust them. So, I'm happy that they're coming here now. Some of the big things that I've seen that are really good for our sport, we now not only have, APBA came back, but we have the UIM emblem now. And listen, UIM speaks multiple words. You win a world title, not just an APBA title, but you just won UIM. That's international. So, the problem is, or what was going on in Europe was very expensive to run over there. They're in Italy 1 month, and then the next month they're in Germany. To drag your stuff around Europe is chaos. And now they can come here, leave their stuff here. They could run Cocoa Beach, so it's Cocoa, and then you come here, then you're back in Florida again. And you got Fort Myers is there, your Cocoa Beach is there, St. Pete is there, Key West is there, Clearwater's there. So it's a lot of it's right there. Our 2 furthest races are here and Michigan. So it helps teams that, like, you take a guy like Wayne from Pro Floors. The guy went to Cocoa and he elected to come here. The guy's from New Zealand. He hasn't been home in 2 weeks. You know how hard that is to have a business in you. Listen, it just makes it very hard when you have all these races and they're on top. You got to spread it out so people have time to go home and take care of the businesses and get themselves revamped with what they got to do.
How has it? 43 years. You didn't have the tilt trailers back then. You didn't have a lot of this. Now you have, you kind of had the Miami scene, the Miami Vice,
right.
The 80s. I'm sure.
Hey, I raced against him too, Don Johnson.
Yeah, I'm sure that power things. But now, you guys have created dreams in people's minds that have come to reality in some scenes. And then now the press is just with times it's kind of.
What I don't understand, which I don't see, is we don't really get the TV recognition that we really should. There was a time where Michael always had a very good deal with TV at the time, and you could sit down on a Sunday afternoon and watch a boat race. We got to get that back again. We don't have that. They put on these races. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm not getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning to watch a boat race. That ain't happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's come a long way. It's the days of when he ran, and Al Copeland and Bobby Kaiser and Stewie Heim, and Christ, it goes on and on and on. We have some of the greatest years. Listen to me. I would never take back anything I've done. I would never take back one thing I've ever done. This has been the greatest thing in my life. And you wanna be that guy that. And listen, a lot of these guys look up to me like, Billy's doing this forever, and listen, the little guys, they got a dream, and their dream is to go out there and race. Doesn't matter what you're in, still racing. I'm as proud of these guys doing this as I am of myself doing that. They're trying, and one day he'll step up to be in one of these, and that's what you look at. That's what you see.
Very cool. Well, thanks for your time.
No problem.
Thanks for your time.
Good to see you. Good to see you.